I would say good morning to. We're broadcasting live. We are here again at American Import and Auto Repair, home of the free loaner car program on this Tuesday, March the 6th, 2018. Show number 702. 702, brought to you by American Import and Auto Repair and, of course, Champion Chevrolet, Food City, Sprint. We run down the whole gamut of our great sponsors and make it go Max Medicine Mart. So, of course, we'll be at Chick-fil-A tomorrow. They got a brand new dessert out called Frosted Sunrise. Woohoo, you talking about good. We'll talk about that a little bit here later on the show. Thursday will be at Champion Chevrolet. Then on Friday we'll be at Food City on South Roan Street. Last Friday we were at Food City in Churchill. And so this Friday we'll be at Food City again on South Roan here in Johnson City. It is a Tuesday. Lots to talk about. College basketball, Major League Baseball. Daniel Norris coming out of the pen yesterday, maybe where he's going to be coming for the betterment of the season. We'll have to wait and see for the Detroit Tigers in spring training. Also, high school basketball. Lots of teams went into the sectional last night, as you know, and only one still stands to move on to the state tournament next week in Murfreesboro on the boys' side of things. Also, we'll let you know how and why, or why and how the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State lose last night in the Men's Southern Conference Championship, again at the Asheville Civic Center, U.S. Cellular Center, to UNC Greensboro. So the Bucs are eliminated for 2017-18. We'll tell you all about that as well. And so we've got guests lined up. David Strickland, the soccer coach from Science Hill and the Tri-City Otters. He'll join us by phone. Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park. And Rob Hoover, baseball season right around the corner. In fact, baseball season is here. It's a week from today. We start our coverage of the Elizabethton Cyclones right here on the Facebook and the website. So we are 7 days out from opening day. I hope it's better than it is today, because outside it's cold and rainy and not real good and kind of raw, and they're telling us that's going to be the forecast for the next several days. So I wish we could go back to those days. A couple of weeks ago we're in the 70s and 80s, but it is what it is. Again, we always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. And again, our verse today to get us started is out of the book of Psalms. Psalms 32:8 says, I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. There you go. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. College basketball craziness, tournament time. We'll tell you who's playing. Another couple of teams punched their ticket to the big dance last night. Obviously, UNC Greensboro being one of those. Another team won their respective conference tournament. We'll tell you who that is. And, of course, the ACC starts today, and everybody gets cranked up tomorrow across the fruited plain, as Rush Limbaugh says. We've got SEC and the Pac-12 and all the Big East cranking up tomorrow. Of course, the ACC, as we said, starts today. We'll let you know who it is. In fact, we'll be able to track one of the games while we're on the show here until 1 o'clock. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we're live here at American Import and Auto Repair. Cynthia's going to join us. Tim Smith's going to join us. Here's what you want right here. This is the ticket. This is the Super Saver Maintenance Club. You see at the top it says $519 value. You pay only $99. They sell the whiz out of these. This thing's good for 14 months. This will be good until, what is this, March? It'll be good to April of 2019. 14 months this will be good for. You can't beat that. Also, this can be used for multiple vehicles in your family. It says right there on the bottom, can be shared with multiple vehicles. And so this is a Super Saver Maintenance Club card for only $99, and they sell the whiz out of these. Anytime's a good time. They sell a lot at Christmas, some at Valentine's for a practical gift for your Valentine, and some just go out and get one. I know they use them for graduation gifts. Kids graduate from high school and getting ready to go off to college, or college graduates getting out into the real world, getting a real job. So, but really, any time is a good time to get this. And again, it kicks in from the time you purchase this. 14 months later, you use this. It can be used with multiple vehicles in your family. So it's not just of yours or your wife's or your husband's or whomever, your kids, grandkids, whoever's in your household. Again, this can be used by multiple vehicles. Again, you got 4 oil changes on here. You've got a transmission service. You've got a free alignment, which is $60. Now, right there, if the whole card is $99 for 14 months, and the alignment you get for free is for $59, I mean, it's a no-brainer. So you get a free alignment, and an oil change is paid for itself over the life of 14 months. So it's really, really a good deal. The American Import and Auto Repair Super Saver Maintenance Club right here at American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, between Johnson City and Jonesboro at 913-3111. And Cynthia's going to talk to us coming up. Maybe I can get my buddy Blaine over here. I know it's busy here this morning. Maybe we can get Blaine in here in a little while, talk a little Oriole baseball. He's a big Baltimore Oriole baseball guy, and see what he thinks about the O-Birds for 2018. And, of course, Tim Smith, the owner, hope to have him on as well. And then I'm going to show you right now before we go to the break. I want to do it before and after, but here is the before. it's so nasty and dirty, I'm not even going to take it out of the bag. But this is my cabin air filter that had not been changed because I don't know, it's been at least 2 or 3 years. Look at this. This is brown. You're supposed to be able to look up and looking into the light, be able to see through it, fairly transparent. Not a chance on this. This came out of my car when last time I got an oil change here at American Import and Auto Repair. So we will, again, I got Rob Hoover up on the screen. Rob Hoover's going to be coming up a little bit later on, so yes, there's one of our guests. And so let me hit this right here. There we go. So, yeah, Rob will be with us. But anyway, that's the cabin air filter for my vehicle, so I can tell you firsthand, they get it done down here. And so if you need an oil filter, oil change, cabin air filter, any of that, they check automatically when you have your car serviced here at American Import and Auto Repair. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll jump in and take a look at basketball, obviously. High school basketball last night. Had several teams, as we heard yesterday with Doug Fritz. We were up the street at Luke's yesterday, and he stopped by and previewed all the high school boys basketball games, and only one still standing as we get ready to go to the state tournament next week in Murfreesboro. I'll tell you who that team is, and we'll give you all the results from across the state right after this timeout. We're live at American Import and Auto Repair on show number 702 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back at American Import Auto Repair Home, the Free Loaner Car Program, show number 702. So here is the demo cabin air filter. Okay, obviously on the, as you can see, on the right of the screen is the old cabin air filter, and here on the left on your screen is what it should look like. So the one on the right is not mine, although mine looks like that. So you see on the left what it should be. So this certainly hampers airflow through your car. I'm going to let Blaine talk about this in a little while. But this a dirty cabin air filter causes lots of problems as far as heat coming through effectively inside the cabin of your vehicle, and certainly the air conditioner in the summertime as well. So we'll talk more about that, but that's one of the things they'll change for you here, the cabin air filter at American Import and Auto Repair. Also want to remind you we are 40 days out, 39 days out from the Xfinity Series, and there we are. There is where you get your tickets to go to the Food City 500. We're going to give you a chance to win tickets here on the show starting very soon. But here is your tickets at Food City. Again, $50 for the Food City 500. Kids 12 and under, they get in for a $10 ticket. And also, there we go. Then you also have, for the Xfinity Series, that all tickets are $30. Kids 12 and under get in free 39 days from now when we have the Xfinity Series coming to town, the Fitzgerald Glider Kids 300 and the Zombie Auto 150. And as you see on the screen, every ticket you purchase at Food City, you get 500 bonus value points. So what does that mean? That means that gives you 3 gas visits, 15 cents a gallon off for 3 gas visits per ticket. And if you go on Wednesday, it's 30 cents off. So you really save when you buy your tickets at the front office at any and all Food Cities across the chain. So again, we're cranking it down. We're 40 days out from the Food City 500 and 39 days away from the weekend of racing, the Xfinity Series, again at Bristol Motor Speedway. We're live at American Import and Auto Repair on, again, West Market Street in Johnson City, home of the Free Loaner Car Program. Here is the Food City 500 ball cap we proudly wear. We're getting ready to go to work up there in 40 days promoting said race. David Strickland joins us in a few minutes. Rob Cole joins us. Rob Hoover, the baseball coach. We're going to start promoting and previewing the different teams ready to go for baseball 2018. So hello to Bradley Purdy in Cleveland, Texas, home of the Indians. Hello, Bradley. And Jerry McNeil and old buddy Scott Hyatt, hello, sir, and Darius Hensley watching the show. Darius, of course, had the honor and the privilege of going to Dr. Billy Graham's funeral. We had him on the show yesterday talking about that last week in Charlotte, North Carolina, and he was dropping those names, the people he was around, which is pretty impressive. And so hello to Darius, and we'll talk more about the Will Graham celebration coming to town April the 27th, 28th, and 29th here in just a few minutes. College basketball, UNC Greensboro took care of some unfinished business last night. Spartans won the men's basketball tournament, defeating the Bucks 62-47, lowest point total of the year for East Tennessee State. Top seeded UNC Greensboro now goes to the NCAA tournament for the third time in program history, 1996 and 2001, where the other two times the Bucks, second seeded now 25-9, must hang its postseason hopes on an unlikely NIT at-large bid. So not a good way to finish things, obviously. Had some injuries. 3 injuries. Desana Bradford, the player of the year in the Southern Conference, hurt an ankle. Obviously, you don't have him in. That's a big loss. Also, Bo Hodges and David Burrell both fought through the effect of leg injuries in the first half and fought through that for much of the game. But again, the Bucks kind of go out, I wouldn't say go out with a whimper, but they go out with their lowest point production of the season. Of course, they lost 3 in a row at the end of the season. We've documented that a lot. So a definite tailspin for the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State. So not a good way to finish things out for Steve Forbes' team, so he'll have to wait now to see if he can get an NIT bid. And again, that's kind of unlikely is what we've been told. So, and we don't know that, but it would seem from a speculation standpoint that may be a little tough for them to do that. High school basketball, we'll get to that in just a second. The other team that punched their ticket to the big dance, Iona, wins their respective conference championship last night. And so the Gales move on to the NCAA tournament as well, March Madness, which, of course, they'll announce the pairings coming up on Sunday when they'll release the brackets for March Madness. ACC tournament starts today, coming up at noon in just a little while, the first of 3 today. Boston College and Georgia Tech at noon. Notre Dame and the Pitt Panthers at 2:30, and Syracuse will take on Wake Forest at 7 o'clock tonight in the opening round at the Barclays Center in New York of the Atlantic Coast Conference Tournament for the gentlemen. Again, Boston College, Georgia Tech at noon, Notre Dame and Pitt at 2:30, Syracuse and Wake Forest at 7 o'clock, and so that's what's going to crank it up, and that's how it's going to crank it up, I should say. The ACC tournament getting ready to rev up again in New York. Again, that'll be a little bit later on today. Speaking of, from a broadcasting standpoint, veteran play-by-play announcer Vern Lundquist will not be calling NCAA tournaments this year. 77 years old, been calling tournaments since 1998. Again, decided to step away from this year's tournament following back surgery last fall. Still not completely healed up, so he said, I'm going to kind of take a seat at the recliner at home and watch it like everybody else. So Vern Lundquist will not be behind the microphone, along with Jim Nance and Bill Rafferty, and Grant Hill will continue to announce the Final Four and championship games. So they have lots of different commentators are going to be calling the games, and Vern Lundquist will not be one of those because of back surgery. Tennessee basketball, again, they'll crank it up. The SEC tournament starts tomorrow at St. Louis. The Vols will face either 7th-seeded Mississippi State or 10th-seeded LSU in Friday's quarterfinals, so the Volunteers are off until Friday. The only Southeastern Conference team that's gone longer without an SEC tournament title are South Carolina, Texas A&M, and Missouri. Last time the Tennessee Vols won the SEC title was way back in 1979, so the Tennessee has advanced as far as the title game only once, losing to Alabama back in 1991, and then also losing to Mississippi State in 2009. So the Volunteers off until Friday, and they're going to crank it up and take on either LSU or Mississippi State in the opening round of the tournament being played in St. Louis. So we'll announce the SEC bracketing coming up for tomorrow. High school basketball, as we told you last night, and from yesterday, here are the sectionals. We'll go across the state and tell you everybody's punched their ticket to the state basketball tournament in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Last night, very disappointing finish for the Science Hill Hilltoppers. We'll read the quote from Ken Cutlip coming up here in a few minutes. Powell beat Science Hill 58-48. Bearden over Dobbins Minute 70-44. So Bearden and Powell move on. Dobbins Minute and Science Hill, of course, DB blown out. Bearden, an outstanding basketball team. And so a great learning experience for the Indians, losing 70-44. Powell beat Science Hill and Johnson City 58-48. Other teams going to the state tournament: Murfreesboro, Riverdale, Blackman, Clarksville Northeast, Mount Juliet, Whitehaven, and Memphis East, all going into the AAA state tournament. In AA, Fulton blows out Unicoi County 90-56. We'll talk about Trevor Hensley coming up in a minute. A record-setting performance for that young man. Alcoa beat Granger 72-64, so nothing in Northeast Tennessee in AA. Other winners going to the state tournament: Chattanooga Tyner, Livingston Academy, Stratford, Whites Creek out of Nashville, Jackson Southside, and Hamilton, all going to the state tournament in AA basketball. Then in single A, the lone representative next week, the Huskies of North Green. Yay, they beat Cofield 79-75. North Green goes on now to the state tournament next week, and the boys, the lone boys team from Northeast Tennessee, Oakdale eliminates Sullivan North with 24 last night, 77-53. Other single A teams: Monterey, Clay County, Columbia Academy, Loretto, MASE, Memphis Arts and Science. I can't remember what all four letters stand for, but MASE and Douglas all go to the single A state tournament, again on the boys' side of things. Now, in Virginia, let's see what's going on there tonight. You got several teams playing Virginia basketball tonight at Tazewell Middle School. The Gate City Blue Devils taking on the Graham G-Men, and that'll be going at 7 o'clock tonight at Tazewell Middle School. Also, that's in Class 2. In Class 1 in Virginia, Eastside takes on George Wythe. That'll be at the UVA Wise Pryor Center at 6:30 tonight. That's going on again for the gentlemen in Virginia. For the ladies, you have the Abington Lady Falcons taking on Lord Botetourt at Virginia High tonight at 6 o'clock. And you also have Wise Central taking on the Virginia High Lady Bearcats at UVA Wise tonight at 5 o'clock. And then Eastside battles Perry McClure in single A. The Eastside ladies take on Perry McClure at UVA Wise at 6:30 this evening. So that's what's going on in Virginia basketball. And then we have the state basketball tournament in Tennessee for the ladies that start tomorrow. State tournament, AAA basketball. Daniel Boone takes on Bradley Central at 2:15 tomorrow. Daniel Boone at 30-4. Bradley Central undefeated at 32-0. That'll be tomorrow in AAA basketball. Then the other lone representative in Northeast Tennessee in the state girls tournament will be the Lady Rangers of Unaka. Unaka's ladies will take on Thursday morning, they'll take on Wartburg Central. Unaka 27-9. Wartburg Central at 23-7. Say that fast 3 times. We'll do that at 11 o'clock tomorrow, or rather Thursday morning. Again, Boone plays Bradley Central at 2:15 our time tomorrow at the Murphy Center in Murfreesboro. So lots going on. Let's go back and take a look at what happened last night. Again, in the high school basketball ranks, according to Coach Ken Cutlip, and we're going to read his quote here because very disappointed in how things ended for his basketball team. And so Hilltoppers lose 58-48 in Johnson City at the hands of Knox Powell. Veteran, I'm reading the quote from Johnny Wilson of the Johnson City Press, quote, veteran coach Ken Cutlip can only shake his head about the performance. He says, quote, you work and work like we have. You're blessed and fortunate to get where you want to be and then come out and not perform. It just makes you sick. I'm extremely proud of what this team did all year to be the only of one of eight AAA teams, only one of 8 AAA teams that was hosting a sectional game, but I'm highly disappointed about tonight. Bottom line is we didn't play well enough to win the ball game. That's the quote from Science Hill head coach Ken Cutlip, who's always, I'll say this about him, he's always brutally honest. And you got to admire a man. He'll just tell you straight up what he thinks and what's going on. Also, Unicoi County, let's go back to the other AAA game, Dobbins Minute, again playing at Bearden last night. And that one did not go well either as the Indians get eliminated. Dobbins Minute loses 70-44. Dobbins Minute simply couldn't match. This is from our buddy Doug Fritz, who we had on the show yesterday as he was traveling down to Knoxville to cover the game. Dobbins Minute couldn't match the speed, the quickness, and the length of the Bulldogs, who ran away with a 70-44 sectional win. Bulldogs 37-1, earning their second straight berth in the state tournament, which begins next week in Murfreesboro. Sullivan North again losing last night, but what a turnaround by Travis Kane. This team was 3-27 last year, and he picks up 15 wins along the way. He finishes at 18-17, and so Travis Kane's squad included 6 seniors, 5 of those starters, so it's going to be a big loss as far as replacing personnel. They were led by Justin Cross with 12 points and 11 from Thomas Brown. And so they lose last night. They're eliminated in postseason play here again in the boys basketball season. Riamello Wadsworth for Dobbins Minute finished with 17 points last night. Foreman total 13. And so that was how it went scoring-wise for the Indians of Kingsport Dobbins Minute. And let's see, I'm trying to find the toppers. Here we go. Toppers. Tate Wheeler Pace Science, it was 17 points. Knox Powell came into the ballgame last night, shot 51% from the floor. 51%. They'll go to the state tournament at 22-11. Science Hill finishes the season at 25-9. Here's another death knell for the Hilltopper basketball team. In the final 2.5 minutes of the game, Powell scored in 5 of 7 possessions. Science Hill missed 6 of its final 7 shots from the floor, but still they were in that sectional when a lot of teams were not. And so you got to look at that and say, you know, it's okay because they gave it a whirl. Unicoi County losing, as we told you, and so they got blown out on the road, too, down at Knox Fulton. Unicoi's Trevor Hensley hit a layup with 4:18 to go in the second quarter that tied him with Amy Engel for the all-time scoring lead of Unicoi County, and then he passed Engel, making 2 free throws, finished the game with 22 points, and finished out his career. Incredible. Trevor Hensley, 2,367 points scored in 4 years for this young man who just finished up a banner season for the Unicoi County Blue Devils. So bottom line, North Green's the only team that survived. They'll move on to the state tournament next week in Murfreesboro. And again, down there this week, the Daniel Boone girls playing tomorrow and the Unaka girls playing on Thursday. Hello to Rob Fritz from the ARM Ministries. Going to have him on tomorrow. And we're live at Chick-fil-A. Speaking of Chick-fil-A, before we go to the break, they got a brand new product. It's called the Frosted Sunrise. Got to try this tomorrow. It just came out yesterday. It's a creamy and tart treat, a combination of Chick-fil-A signature vanilla ice cream and Simply orange juice. Whip it in. It's kind of like a frosted lemonade, except it's orange. It's called Frosted Sunrise. It's available in small and large servings, starting at $2.85. Both have fewer calories than a milkshake, so it's going to be good for you. Again, it's a sweet treat. It's called Frosted Sunrise, brand spanking new at all Chick-fil-A's. We'll try one tomorrow when we're there. May let Rob Fritz have one, too. He's going to be one of our guests tomorrow as we're at Chick-fil-A. Again, available in small and large, starting at $2.85. The small, 320 calories, and the large is 390 calories. Both fewer calories than a milkshake. How about that? Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll jump in and talk to our first guest. We are live here at American Import and Auto Repair Home, the free loaner car program, and we will check in. 913-3111 is the number to call, and we'll take a break. We'll come right back, and when we do, we'll visit with one of our buddies, Coach David Strickland, boys soccer coach and the head coach of the Tri-Cities Otters professional soccer team. He joins us next by phone here on show number 702 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here. With the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
We're back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. You see there on the screen, on the phone, our dear friend, Coach David Strickland, again, the head coach of the Science Hill Soccer Program and the head coach of the Tri-City Otters. Good morning, my good friend. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. It's a good day, isn't it?
It is a great day. Yep, it is. A little rainy and misty and a little cool, but, you know, I was seeing what's going on out in the Midwest with that nor'easter and the 6 to 12 inches of snow, and I'm okay with what I got out here today. It's all right. So it's a whole lot easier. It's a whole lot easier practicing soccer in this kind of weather than snow up to your ankles, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's much easier.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. 2018 soccer season right around the corner, and talk about first just again overall the conference itself, and then zero in on your team, the Science Hill Hilltoppers.
Well, the conference this year, as normal, Dobyns Bennett's going to be loaded. They'll probably be the favorite to be picked. They have a very, very strong returning squad. But as far as our Science Hill guys go, we've been training for a couple of weeks. Our first match is in a week from Thursday. We go down to Augusta, Georgia to play in a tournament, and we play 3 top teams out of Georgia in our first 3 games, and then we turn around and come back and play Bearden, Farragut, and Dobyns Bennett. So we have a 6-game run that is heavy. But if you want to be the best, you got to compete with the best. Is what we talk about.
Yep, I've said that before with Vince Lombardi. The late Vince Lombardi said you got to be the best, you got to play the best. And boy, you're getting an early test to find out where your club is, aren't you?
Yes, we are. We are. We've got 7 seniors this year. Junior Danzo will be returning, and he was in the basketball game last night at Science Hill. They lost, but hats off to Coach Cutler and the team. I always say there's no shame in being in the round of 16. I understand frustration of losing the game, but, man, they've done a good job. But, we also got Braden Elbers. We have a kid named Amos Harlenbaugh. That's going to be probably a strong goal scorer this year. Sammy Cady, Yong Pak, Lawan Coach, and Kevin Palacios. That's our 7 seniors that we're hoping to get a lot of work out of in leadership this year. But we're also looking for some good minutes from some of our juniors, Carson Cox and Griffin Kirby. They're returning players. Also, Ethan DeSantis and Jonathan Carrillo, returning players. We've got 2 guys who really are stepping up that played in our JV last year, Dan Good and Patrick Brown. We're hoping to get some really good minutes out of. But, we're excited about some of our young players. We have 2 of them, Nick Cahoon and Briar Franklin, that are really, really future players. They're very good. They'll give us some good minutes. And I like what we've got in goal. We've got 2 big boys. Abe Adams, who's a junior, he's 6'2", and Chris Casey, who's a sophomore, and he's 6'3". So we've got some big old beasts in the goal, and hopefully we can do our work so their work is limited every game.
We're talking to our buddy again, Coach David Strickland of Science Hill. So at 6'3" and 6'2", that is a huge advantage in soccer if you're a goalie. I mean, I guess it kind of goes out saying, right? Just it's a harder target to get around because of their size, to kick that ball past them, right?
It is. Their wingspan, they're both good athletes. Just like any high school kid, they're still learning and developing in the game. But they're doing well. They're working hard, as is the rest of the team. We've been in preseason now. A good couple of weeks. We did an alumni game this past weekend, which was great. We had about 18 returning players come back and play with our new team and give them some words of advice. And it was a great day on Saturday. There were a lot of alumni guys limping off because they were sore. It was a good time had by all.
Absolutely. That's great. Of course, that just builds his relationships to keep them plugged into the program. And of course, that helps if you, as far as donations and financial help and just rah-rah help. So anytime you can bring the guys, former players back in to support the current team, that's a great thing. We're talking to Coach Strickland. So you get ready for this 2018 season. So weather like today, it is, I'm looking outside, it's misty and rainy, but unless there's lightning, I'm assuming you guys, you go on and play and practice. Is that correct?
We do. We go on and train because in our games we play, we have a turf field, so it does have to be lightning to put our game out. We play in the cold, so we just have to get out there and do it. Fortunately, it's not going to be that cold today, just a little bit wet. The guys will have a good time, work hard today, and get prepared for that first game on the 15th.
We're talking to David Strickland again, the Science Hill Soccer. So let's talk feeder program. I know you've had a lot of success over the years at Science Hill, and it's got to start somewhere. The little people got to acquire a taste for the game and a want to for the game. So talk about the feeder program in Johnson City for your soccer.
Well, in the club system, there's the JCFC, Johnson City Football Club, and the FC Dallas, who do a good job at teaching the fundamental skills to grow, because soccer is more of it's a process you evolve in. It's not something you can just pick up late. So they do a great job at training the kids and being involved, trying to help us as a high school to be successful. And we've got a 7th and 8th grade program that's not mentioned too often. Edwin Santana runs that program. His son graduated from Science Hill about 4 or 5 years ago. He was a player there. And Edwin does a good job with that group of boys and gets them prepared for the next step of coming to the high school. So we would not be successful if it was not for guys like Edwin in the 2 different clubs, the JCFC and the FC Dallas, to prepare them for a higher level. Now, the Johnson City Park and Rec, they do a great job of casting a wide net. I think they've got somewhere around 2,300 kids that play, which is great. I mean, it's good for the sport, good for the family, and good for the kids. So they do a good job of introducing the game, and then as they grow and continue to come up, there are some really good teachers of the game that get these kids to be able to play for their high school, be out there under the lights, have their friends in the stands that compete for their school.
We're talking to our buddy again, Coach David Strickland, Science Hill Soccer. He also, let's switch gears before I let him go. I know he's a day job, he's busy, and I totally understand that. Appreciate your time. And what's the very latest? I know your focal point right now is on Science Hill Soccer, but the Tri-City Otters are not that far away. What's the latest in the Otter camp?
Well, the Otters, we're pretty much about 95% done with our recruiting and our schedule. We open up in May. Our preseason starts May 7th. We've got guys coming in from all over the country. We actually got 3 that are coming from France to come play. They want to be seen in the U.S. But we've got some returning players. We've got Jordan Broadwater coming from ETSU, our local. Last year, we have about 6 returning players from last year. One of the favorites was a goalkeeper named Torgay. He's returning, which is exciting. He is an excellent, not only an excellent player, he's an excellent person. I mean, just an unbelievable person in the squad and outside the field. He's the kind of guy you want in your friend circle. He's just a great person. But our division has changed a little bit. They've brought in Memphis and Birmingham in our division, and both of those teams will be in our division 1 year, and then they'll move to a Division 2 team. Just like Nashville did last year, they were in our division. They were a Division 2, and then in 2019, of course, they're going to be an MLS team, which is exciting for Tennessee, and that's another phone call for another time. But we're excited. I really think this is our 3rd year. I really think we've got the tools to be in the playoffs, and we get in the playoffs in July, then it's anything can happen.
We're talking to David Strickland. Just got a message from Logan Nemrick. Says, "Let's go Science Hill." You know Logan Nemrick?
You do know Logan. He's one of our goalkeepers on our JV squad. Great kid. He is looking good for the future. We're excited about him. I tell you what, his mom and dad do a ton, as well as many of these parents on this team. The things they do for us is unbelievable, and they do it for their kids, but they set them up for such great seasons, memories. They take care of them, they feed them well, they make sure things go without a hitch. So there's a lot of lifting that goes on behind the scenes that these parents do for us. But Logan, we're excited about him.
Yep. He says, "Let's go Science Hill." Also, Kelly Estlin, the swim coach in Milligan, the coach of the year, by the way, the swim coach watching. The lovely young lady. Hello, Coach Estlin. Got to get her on the show maybe tomorrow, talking about their great season they had. Coach, it's here, my friend. It's spring. I love it. This rainy, cool weather outside is going to give way to some beautiful sunshine down the road. So we're going to keep checking in with you periodically to chart the success of the Science Hill boys soccer. And I know you're busy, and I certainly appreciate your time. You're a great friend of the show, and we'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right, thank you. Thanks for what you do, man. We love your show.
Thank you, sir, very, very much. There's a kind man right there. I love promoting that guy right there because he is all about it. He gets it. Again, David Strickland, the soccer coach at Science Hill, and also the Tri-City Otters. We are live here at American Import and Auto Repair, home of the free loaner car program. Again, let me show you again. We're going to get Tim in here in just a second, the owner, or Blaine, one of these two guys. It's their turn on the wheel. Rob Cole's going to join us coming up in a few minutes. Here is your cabin filter. Inside, typically it's in behind your dashboard on your vehicle, most of the time, not all the time, but obviously on this side is what came out, and on this side, obviously, is the clean one, what it should look like. So have you checked? Why is it important to service cabin filters? Well, they have a scheduled service requirement. As it becomes saturated with dirt, its ability to allow air to flow through the inside of your vehicle is obviously restricted. It can adversely affect the way the air conditioning cools the vehicle's cabin. It can also limit the defrost system's ability to clear the windshield. So if you're having a problem, you flip on the windshield, the defrost in the windshield, and say, it's just not doing like it should. It takes too long. This may be the reason. So that's the sample. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you, because last time I was here, I got an oil change, and they brought out, this is mine, came out of my vehicle. And so I can tell you firsthand, there's a bee stuck down in here, and there's leaves down in this thing. So I said, put that in a sandwich bag, and I want to show folks what you can do with your cabin air filter. And so they check that every time you get an oil change here, again, an American Import and Auto Repair. Hello to Betty Perry and Elizabethan. Want to say hello to you, and also Renee McNeil and Elizabethan, and Rob Fritz going to be with us tomorrow from the ARM Ministries in Elizabethan, doing great things. They raised 1,500 pounds of food that went to the ARM Ministries in Elizabeth and Carter County, and that was yesterday, and that was, not yesterday, but last weekend at the Food City there in Elizabeth. And also hello to Andy up in Andy Thaxton, West Virginia. Hello, young lady. Also, Darius Hensley, Jerry McNeil and Scott Hyde and Bradley Purdy are some of the folks watching the show. Be sure and like and share the show. That's the key, and we appreciate that. We're up over 1,000 followers of the show, and that is very gratifying for me. This is show number 702. Also, our great sponsor right here, Sprint, is going to be with us again tomorrow. We'll be live at Chick-fil-A, but I went by today or yesterday and checked out. Well, I keep telling you the accessories are 25% off at Sprint. Now, here's the accessories. I got more specifics. They're just saying, well, they're 25% off. These are the Urban Armor Gear cases for your phone, the OtterBox cases, 25% off. Any screen protector, tempered glass, 25% off at the Sprint store. Also, the wireless charging stand. It's $70, but with the discount when you say you watched the show or heard the show. Hello, Pam Brown Payne. Oh, there's my little buddy, little Pam Brown Payne. She can sing like a bird. Sweet Jesus, she's singing the cantata, the Easter cantata. She's doing a duet with a lady, I don't know her name. She looks like Catherine Zeta-Jones. I don't know her name, I'm learning names. But anyway, Pam Brown Payne, and her husband is Little Bo Payne, our buddy Chris. Oh, yes, I'll hear about that tomorrow night. Our little buddy Chris Payne, his nickname is Little Bo Payne. I love it. Wireless charging stand. Regular $69.99 with a 25% discount. Get it for $32. Beats headphones. If you're working out or running or walking or mowing the yard, want some headphones, the Beats headphones at Sprint, regular $249. You go ahead and say you've watched the show or heard the show, you get them $100 off. I don't know about you, but $100, $100. Earbuds, regular $149, you get them $60 off there. So it's inside of $90 for the Beats headphones, the earbuds. Pop sockets, $10, less 25%. Wireless chargers, tablet cases, battery packs, JBL Flip 4 portable speakers, regular $99. Get it for 25% off when you say you heard the show. 3-piece magnetic organizer, the JBL, which is a great speaker. JBL Clip It portable Bluetooth speaker for $50, less 25% when you go in and say you heard the show. Yeah, ha ha ha, Chris will die. Yes, he will. I told you I was going to say it. Little Bo Peep. But he ain't Peep, he's Little Bo Payne. I love it. Watch that little head just turn about 40 shades of red when he hears about this. But anyway, love those folks. Great people at Hunter Memorial Baptist. Wonderful people. And you talking about no boy can shuck the corn. Pastor Doug can flat wear it out. My girls love that place, and they love Pam Payne and Betty Perry. It's just a great church, great place. So if you're looking for a church home, Hunter Memorial in Elizabethton would be one you'd want to consider. So hello to Pam Brown Payne. Ha ha ha, Chris will die. Little Bo Payne. NCAA basketball tournaments again starting today. We told you about the ACC cranks up here in just a few minutes, and we'll give you again who's playing a little bit later on. Also today, the Big Sky tournament starts in Reno, Nevada. Tomorrow, goodness, a lot of them crank up. The Atlantic 10, the Big East in New York, the Big 12 in Kansas City, Conference USA in Frisco, Texas with my team. We are Marshall, the Thundering Herd, and everybody in the Conference USA starts tomorrow. Frisco, Texas. I'm a proud card-carrying graduate of Marshall University in West Virginia. We are Marshall. Mountain West Conference starts tomorrow. Of course, the Pac-12 and the Southeastern Conference, as well as the Sun Belt Conference. Those are some, not all, that are crank up tomorrow. We'll be telling you a lot about the NCAA men's basketball tournament coming up that starts today. Obviously, last night UNC Greensboro stopped the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State cold in their tracks. Lowest shooting and scoring performance of the season as the Bucs get eliminated last night. What was it, 72-47? I want to double make sure that I'm saying that right because it was not pretty to say the least. The Bucs get bounced out of the tournament. 62-47. I'm sorry, I gave them too much credit, but 62-47. Tough night last night for the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State. We're live again, American Import and Auto Repair Home, the free loaner car program. Again, we told you earlier about the Super Saver Maintenance Club. We're going to take a break and squeeze in. I know these guys are busy, but I want to squeeze in at Beldings again, squeeze in some folks again to talk from right here at American Import and Auto Repair. I do want to tell you about this Super Saver Maintenance Club. Check this out right here for $99. Regular $519. It's good for 14 months from the date you purchase it. So if you buy it today or in March, it'll be good to April of next year. It can be used in multiple vehicles. If you bought everything on this card, it's $519, but it cost you $99. You get 4 oil changes. You get a free alignment for $59. So right there, it's pretty much paid for itself. So you get an oil change. If you use an oil change and get a free alignment in the course of 14 months, it'll more than pay for itself. 4 oil changes and tire rotations. You get wiper blades, air conditioning system service, BG fuel induction cleaning service, tire repair. All this available again at the Super Saver Maintenance Club here at American Import and Auto Repair for only $99. If you paid for all this, it's over $500. And so this is good. And here's the cool part about this. You can see down in the corner, it can be used with multiple vehicles. How about that? So if you got more than one vehicle in your family, or you got a wife or a husband or a kid or a grandkid or whomever that has more than one vehicle in the family, in the household, it can be used on multiple vehicles, and it's good for 14 months for $99. They sell these like hotcakes. The Super Saver Maintenance Club, again, share this card with your family or buy one for each vehicle, however you want to do it. And so use every coupon and receive $10 off your next card. So when you use this up, you come back in and you get it the next time around for $89. How about that? So it's a good deal here at American Import and Auto Repair. We love you guys too, Pam Brown Payne. She is an awesome lady right there. Sings like a bird, I'm telling you, good stuff. Can't wait to hear her sing that in that cantata. All right, the ACC first round starts at 12 o'clock, first game. The Georgia Tech Ramblin' Wreck Yellow Jackets take on Boston College at 2:30 this afternoon. Notre Dame and Pitt. And at 7 o'clock tonight, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons taking on the Syracuse Orangemen, again in the opening round of the ACC tournament. That's going on again, as we said, in Brooklyn, New York. Quick break. Coming back, we're going to see if we can get Blaine in here real quick, talk about what's going on. And I want him to show this cabin air filter. This guy has forgot more about cars than most of us know. We'll take a quick break and talk to him next year. We're live with show number 702 at American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Phone number, by the way, 913-3111. And yes, they are open on Saturdays, located between Johnson City and Jonesboro, right here on the what we call the 4-lane. Quick break. We'll talk to my man Blaine next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Do you like pulled pork? At Phil's, the pulled pork is cooked low and slow. We cook it all night, but we serve it fast. Our pulled pork is hickory smoked, tender and juicy. We serve the pork either as a sandwich on a bun or platter style with garlic toast. And don't forget to try our pork wings. They taste like a cross between ham and our sweet ribs. It comes as a meal, as an add-on, or part of our meat sampler platters. Pulled pork and pork wings. Just 2 great reasons to stop by Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit off I-26, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. The 10th anniversary birthday celebration is on at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Anytime this week you stop by and dine at Phil's Dream Pit and take in some canned goods to help Second Harvest Food Bank, you'll get 10% off the total of your bill all week long. Plus, this coming Saturday, the actual day of the 10th anniversary birthday celebration, when you take in canned goods and you dine there this coming Saturday, February the 10th, you'll get 20% off the total of your meal. How about that? Happy birthday and happy anniversary from Phil's Dream Pit all week long. Take in canned goods to help out Second Harvest Food Bank and dine there on Saturday, and it's 20% off. Their way of saying thanks for 10 great years at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. See you this week at Phil's Dream Pit. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. No, I'm not Tim. He's more handsome than this. Let's get him on here and let's let him talk. He is the owner of this great establishment. Love coming down here once a month. And the only people work on my car is this man right here and his staff. Hello, Tim Smith. How are you doing, my friend?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for letting us come down here and be a part. Thank you for you sponsoring the show. You've been with me for, what, 3 years? Longer than that, I guess.
Yeah.
So check this out. I want you to look. This is, he always talked about the cabin filter, and we've talked about just about every show. Obviously, on this side is what it should look like. On this side is what it does look like. And this is the cabin air filter. So when this thing's plugged up, it really messes up your vehicle more than probably people realize, right?
It really does. If you have allergies or if you have problems breathing at all, this can affect it. Pollen in the air and everything like that. Sometimes when the pollen's really bad, it can get tough to breathe.
So as a testimonial, last time I got my oil changed, they said, you want to check your air filter? Yeah, it's probably going to be okay. Cabin air filter. You sure? Yeah, it's not a problem. So they come in and said, I don't know if you can see here in the corner, there's leaves, there's bugs, there's a bee down there. It's kind of it's crushed up now because I pulverized it, but there was a bee stuck in my air filter, cabin air filter, and leaves. So obviously, as soon as they replaced it.
Would you rather have a dead one or a live one in there?
I'd rather have a dead one anytime. A dead bee is always better than a live bee, anywhere, anytime. So. But them little fellas got to have them to pollinate, but just not inside. Don't pollinate inside my no. I'm driving down the road trying to swat bees. No, we don't want bees. So anyway, that's one of the things that you do automatically, checking people's air filters when they get an oil change, right? Yeah. They do a phenomenal job down here. 913-3, I say down here, it's between John City and Jonesboro. Cynthia and Blaine, and of course Tim and Kim, and who are the techs out there? Rattle off.
You got Rick, Stevie, and Jake.
Yeah.
And Junior.
They do a great job, folks. They're open 6 days a week. And again, I keep talking about this, driving home this point. I know you sell a lot of these at Christmas. You sell a lot of Valentine's Day for a practical gift. You also sell a lot for graduation.
Yes.
Kids graduating from high school or college. This is the Super Saver Maintenance Club card. It retails, you see right there at the top. If you paid for all this, and I'm sure it's probably more than now because this was printed about a year ago, right?
Yes.
So you figure things have gone up, so it's more than $5.19, but the price that you pay stays the same, only $99. It's good for 14 months, so it's good till April of next year, and can be used for multiple families. And this is really a no-brainer for maintenance, right?
It really is. Have you ever seen for cable or satellite or something? Well, if you're a new customer, we're going to give you all this stuff, but if you've been a customer for a long time, you really don't get anything. The people that come here, we save and give them the best deal we can.
Yeah. And so, by the way, I want you to say hello to Chris.
Hi, Chris.
In Kingsport. His nickname is Little Bo Payne instead of Little Bo Peep. A big old boy. Yeah. And so I'll hear about this tomorrow night at church. But go ahead and look in there and say hello to Little Bo Payne.
Hi, Little Bo Payne.
Little Bo Payne. There you go. His wife's watching. She said, he will die. So, yeah, I'll probably die. That's what's going to happen.
Big guy or little guy?
I can take him. He may
you
be
are taller than probably most people listening.
Yeah.
Except for the ETSU basketball team.
Yeah, I'll take him. Won't be a problem. I can whip him.
Who was that wrestler that asked you, said, could you take him?
Oh, Goldberg. Yeah, left at the track a couple of years ago. I'm standing beside him. He said, looked him down and said, "You're a pretty big boy." I'm going to stand there getting ready to introduce him, minding my own business, pouring down the rain, running underneath this big umbrella. He said, "You're a pretty big boy." I said, "Oh, okay." He said, "I could take you." It's like, okay. So Goldberg.
Dropped him right
Oh,
there.
I should have dropped him. Bam! Put the Western Union spine breaker right on him.
So was he taller than you?
No, not really. No, he wasn't taller, and I'm probably as wide, just not as muscular. My girth and his muscles probably would not have been good for me, but see, then they would say, "Tom's not with us today to the announcing of the Speedway. He's at the ER
Getting treatment. Getting his neck worked on.
That's it. He ran that mouth. Old Tom. He paid the price.
Well,
so,
that's what happens when you get on somebody from West Virginia, right?
That's it.
We
only take so much, and then we stub up, as we used to say. Or Dad used to say, we buck up. So, some of those old phrases when I was growing up as a kid, you look back and wonder where they came from and what, For example, I know this is not anything we're talking about, but you remember the term when you were dating, you went sparking? You ever heard that?
No.
You go sparking?
No, I haven't.
You ever heard that?
Well, sparking?
Before my grandmother passed away, I asked her, God rest her soul, and she said, thought this was cool, back in the day when they were dating, when you went out at night with a fella and they could see the sparks coming out of the chimney at nighttime, it was time to go home because they're out sparking. We're going to go out ride the buggy and look at the stars and smooch and whatever. And so I saw the sparks come out of the chimney. They were out sparking.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I wonder where that came from.
Yeah, I know. You've been worried about that for 6 months. So anyway, we're talking to our buddy now, Tim Smith, who owns the American Import and Auto Repair. I love bragging on these guys because right here on this door says the Blue Seal of Excellence. Some places have none. Some have one. You've got 3. Is that correct?
ASE Master Techs.
Yeah. What does that mean for us out here in internet land?
We've taken a whole lot of tests and keep updated on all the newest stuff. All of our diagnostic equipment is new and up to date, and we can take care of any of the, as far as brakes and oil changes, but all the way up to the computer stuff that needed to be done on the new vehicles.
I know this is a softball question, but true or false, they change, like the 19s will be coming out here pretty soon. Every year things change, computer boards change. It's a constant, you got to keep learning, right?
You do. We had a class last night that most of the guys went to, and you got to keep updated. We're on an annual basis, so we go to them about every month for all the new classes and everything.
Yeah. So case in point, I don't know what kind of car this lady drives. Let's say you got a Ford Fusion. I don't know, pick a car. And a 2015 Ford Fusion is probably different than a 2018 Ford Fusion.
A lot of them are totally different parts, totally different technology. It changes that quick.
Yeah. And when they come in, they bring the vehicle in here, your guys got to know that.
Yes.
And they do.
We have to keep updated.
Yeah.
All the subscriptions and updates and everything we have to have.
I will never forget, long time ago, not even around here when I lived down in Florida, had a car situation, needed to get repaired, walked into the shop, and the old boy said, today's my first day, and he had a ratchet hanging off his belt loop and a screwdriver in his other pocket and said, what seems to be wrong with your car? And I thought, uh-oh, I'm leaving my vehicle with this guy. So
that was in Florida, huh?
It was in Florida. Did not turn out to be as I anticipated, and not a very good experience. That will not happen here because you have folks that are ASE certified.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. ASE, Blue Seal of Excellence right here on the door, and so they do a great job.
Want to talk sports for a minute?
I would love to talk sports. What would you like to talk about?
I don't know. Let's talk about Kevin Harvick.
The number 4.
He's got
on
something
a roll.
going on, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
On
got
those
some mojo.
mile-and-a-half tracks.
Yeah. One Atlanta, one Phoenix, heading off to, one Las Vegas, rather, heading off to Phoenix, where he runs there well, too. Won the Xfinity race last weekend. He won 2 weeks ago, won the doubleheader in Atlanta, the Xfinity and the Cup, won the Cup at Vegas. This guy's on a roll. He's punched his ticket for the playoffs. He's in.
Yeah.
1 pretty well assures you, but 2 you're in. So
yeah.
He's in. So Fords are strong.
Who won the Daytona? I forgot.
Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon, yeah.
So Ford's dominating so far.
Yes.
Chevy's kind of middle of the pack. Toyota's not doing well at all.
No. I don't know if it's motor or handling or what.
You think there's room for another manufacturer? There was talk at one point of possibly Dodge coming back in.
Yes.
There was talk maybe of Honda coming in. So do you think there's room for another manufacturer in NASCAR?
I think there is.
Yeah.
Because usually the manufacturers have one or two teams that they pour all of their energy into, and the others are in, but they're not really in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you see it that way too?
There are the haves and have-nots.
Yeah.
We're on the team, but we're over here, and the big boys are there. And
trying to play catch-up.
You're getting gold-plated spark plugs, and I'm getting bronze-colored spark plugs.
You're getting copper.
I'm getting copper. I'm getting paper mache spark plugs. Yeah, so
if there's more of them out there, they can put more resources toward their top teams.
Sure. And they say that's not the case, but yeah, that is the case. Yeah. Casey Kane said that as much last year as Rick Hendrick. He said, I get it. They had Junior, they had Jimmy Johnson. He said, I get it. These guys are the front runners. Chase Elliott. He said, I'm out here on the fourth. I'm the fourth spoke in the wheel, and I understood that. Of course, he jumped teams, but yes, there's not. I don't think you can spread the wealth around like people think. I mean, I would think in the Joe Gibbs camp, I would assume Kyle Busch is the front runner, and then Denny Hamlin. And then behind him would be Eric Jones and Daniel Suarez.
I think it was Hamlin was first for a long time, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. That championship sort of gives you some clout.
Get a little oomph.
Yeah.
So do you like we're 3 races in now? Atlanta, of course, Daytona and Vegas. You liking what you're seeing in NASCAR so far?
Yeah, I think it's going well. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, it's. I understand tickets are going pretty good up here at Bristol. They're getting ready to do a lot of things for Kids Club.
Bristol,
It's Bristol, baby. We're doing a lot to generate interest for the little people, which is what you got to have. Kids 12 and under get in for $10 to see the Food City 500. Get in free on Saturday. So,
that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah. And so here is again. Let me go ahead and selfishly plug this again. There it is. Buy your tickets for less. Let me put it up here so I can get my finger out of the way. $50 ticket for the Food City 500, any Food Cities. You get 500 bonus value points for every ticket you purchase. So you get 3 gas visits per ticket. So if you buy 2 tickets, you get basically 1,000 points, which comes out to 6 gas visits, 15 cents off on the gallon per visit. And if you go on Wednesdays, it's 30 cents off. So it's really a no-brainer to get your tickets at Food City at any front office. We'll be on South Roan Street this coming Friday. And then on the Xfinity Series tickets are $30 for adults, and kids get in free.
That is really awesome, isn't it?
It is awesome.
Bristol really tries to take care of the locals around here, and you can just go. You can pick up some bread and milk, and also get a ticket to the race.
And get 500 value points in the process per ticket. So can't beat it.
We're live. My wife does gas stops through them. She's pretty religious about it.
Mm-hmm. Can't beat it.
Cool.
Tomorrow it's 30 cents off. If you have 150 value points, if you buy 1 ticket, you're in. And so 150 points per visit. 150 goes into 500 3 times. You buy 2 tickets, you get 6 gas visits when you buy 2 tickets. Can't beat it. And if you buy a kid's ticket, you're only paying $10 for the ticket.
$10. Where else are you going to take a kid for $10? You can't even take him to one of the jumping places for that.
Nope. No, you can't. And then I know somebody went and saw the movie Black Panther over the weekend, took their kids. $40 to get out of there.
Wow.
With tickets and a little thing of popcorn. So Bristol Motor Speedway, great value.
Looks like a good cheap ticket.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's not a bad seat there.
No, not a bad seat at Bristol. The world's last great Coliseum, and we are 40 days out from the Food City 500.
40 days, that'll go quick.
Mm-hmm. Would you say hello to Kelly Essler, Milligan swim coach?
Hi, Kelly Essler.
Hi, Kelly Essler. And would you say hello to Little Bo Payne's wife, Pam Payne?
Hi, Pam Payne.
Yeah, Little Bo Payne. He ran that mouth the other night, and I said, okay.
It's on.
I got 2 hours every day, baby. Just keep running that mouth.
Yeah.
I got 10 hours a week.
What was his name again?
Little Bo Payne. Yeah, Little Bo Payne. Oh, yeah. I'll be in pain tomorrow night after church.
Is he a big boy?
He's all right. I can take him. Not a problem. Pastor will jump on him. If I need help, I go. It'll be on. So, great church. We're talking to our buddy Tim Smith again from American Import and Auto Repair, home of the free loaner car program. So, Bucks lose last night. Tough way to go out. They lose. They're eliminated from postseason play. So, they got to hope for an at-large NIT bid. Probably not going to happen. So, I say that. I don't know. But they lost 3 in a row to end the regular season. They could have won the regular season championship. Did not. And now they tried to win it in the tournament and lose in the finals. So now they just got to wait and see if they go, and if they don't, then lesson learned.
Yeah.
You got to finish it out.
On the NFL, you're not doing anything on the NFL.
No.
I'll just tell you one quick thing on there.
No.
The Dolphins owner has said every one of his players will stand for the.
Mm-hmm. Good.
That was just in the last day or so.
And I read one of the teams just glanced at it last night, and one of the teams said, as far as re-signing their players, they're going to look.
Texans.
That's it. It was the Texans. They're going to look and see the ones that didn't stand for the national anthem.
Yeah.
Maybe in a little trouble, and that should be. So I don't care.
Well,
they keep doing the
that's
spin.
just to show you that the public and us, it matters.
They keep doing the spin that everything's okay with the NFL. Maybe so. I don't think
why
so.
Why are they changing then?
Yeah, because Main Street America, I think, have spoken.
Yeah.
They're over it. They're tired of it.
Starting with you.
Oh yeah. This is the first time I mentioned NFL in 2 or 3 weeks.
Well,
so,
they're having to change.
Yeah.
They realized that what they was doing wasn't working.
If they stand for the national anthem next year, I may come back. If not, hasta luego, baby. So there you go.
You're a Panthers fan, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a Marshall Thundering Herd fan. So. Who's your favorite college team, by the way? I don't know if you've ever told me your favorite college team.
Did you see the one guy at the combine with one arm?
Yeah.
He bench pressed it like 225, 20 times.
Raheem Griffin from Central Florida.
That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah. What's even more impressive, he was named the Jason Witten Man of the Year in college football.
Really?
Yeah. They told him he could never play. Plays with one arm. Big helper in the Boys and Girls Club there in Florida. And so there was 3 finalists, and they voted him the number 1. And Jason Witten, out of his foundation, gave $10,000 to this gentleman's charity of his choice. So pretty cool. Named Man of the Year.
Is.
Oh yeah, Raheem Griffin from Central Florida plays with.
Prosthetic hand.
Yep. I saw him lifting weights. He does with one arm, doesn't he?
I don't remember. I think he has prosthetic on the one and does that.
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive. I mean,
don't
let anybody tell you can't do something.
That's
right?
it. Don't work.
His brother or twin brother is already playing in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Interviewed her mom and said, she had twins, and he came out second. Said she looked and noticed right then. Obviously, he had a deformity in his hand, and said he's never ever let that bother him. So, anyway, yeah, kids.
It's all attitude, isn't it?
That's it. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right.
I agree with that.
There
I
you
like
go.
that saying.
All right, quick break. Before we come back, you can come back in a few minutes. We're going to turn Blaine loose on us.
Whatever you like.
Yeah. So, again, the air filter is part of the oil change here at American Import and Auto Repair. And, of course, home of the free loaner car program. We say it all the time. So tell us what exactly is the free loaner car program.
They're really popular, and they're out a lot, so they're kind of hard to get. They're not quite as bad as hen's teeth, but they are hard to find. If you have your car fixed, we know it's a problem, so we try to not to inconvenience in any way, so we give you a car to drive while we fix your car.
There you go. And so that really helps, obviously, people that are still need to go back to work, still pick up the kids at school, so their daily routine is not altered all that much.
And we give rides all over, too.
So 913-3111 is the number to call. Real quick before we go to the break, batteries. I know they were dropping like flies back when it was cold, and those batteries right on the edge. The cold weather will push them over. Same with the hot weather coming up too, right?
And when it up and down like this, it really taxes them. So if your battery's close, bring it in here. We'll check it for you real quick and tell you. We'll give you a printout that says if it's good or not.
So. Absolutely. Mine wasn't, so I got my battery replaced down here. So this is where I come. These people take care of me. They do a great job.
Coming here.
Oh yeah, love it. Lots of places, and the only place I come is American Import and Auto Repair, home of the free loaner car program, and home of my dear friends Tim and Kim Smith. There you go. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We is live here. Oh, the hours you're here, you're open on Saturdays till noon, right?
Yes, 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and 8 to 12 Saturday.
There you go. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live here at American Import and Auto Repair. Tomorrow we'll be at Chick-fil-A, Thursday Champion Chevrolet, and Friday we'll be at Food City on South Roan Street on a Food City Friday. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We're live again. We're at American Import Auto Repair, home of the free loaner car program on this Tuesday. Again, we are here March the 6th, show number 702. And, of course, we're very proud of that fact. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. And so, again, our verse today is out of the book of Psalms. Psalms 32:8 says, I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. So, bottom line, it took me a long time to figure this out. Bottom line is, you got to lean on him. And I shouldn't say I don't. There was a time in my life I didn't. I do now. I got my fingers in his belt loop and hanging on, I can tell you that. Hello to Chris Barber watching the show. Tim and Dolores Reese watching. Hello, appreciate that. Thank you very much as we're live here at American Import Auto Repair, home of the free loaner car program. Cynthia is going to join us coming up here in just a few minutes. We're very excited about that. ACC first game's underway in the tournament. It's Boston College all over Georgia Tech, 13-4 out of the gate. So the Ramblin' Wreck have dug themselves in a hole with 13:28 to go in the first half, and so we'll keep you posted every day as the tournaments crank up now. Of course, next week, March Madness is going to be a lot of fun. We will devote a lot of the show, obviously, next week to the March Madness, and this week, too, to all the tournaments. Again, the Iona Gales punched their ticket last night to the NCAA tournament, as did the UNC Greensboro basketball team, who eliminated East Tennessee State last night. So 2 more are into the March Madness for next week. But again, game number 1 of the ACC tournament, it's all Boston College right now, 13-4. Pitt and Notre Dame to come up next, and then later on this evening will be you have Wake Forest and Syracuse. All this coming up in the ACC tournament in New York. The CAA Men's Championship final coming up. Northeastern will take on the College of Charleston later on tonight. The Horizon League Men's Championship final, to punch that ticket, will be Wright State against Cleveland State. That one will move on and move into the big dance, if you will. Let's see, the conference final, the Northeast Conference, LIU Brooklyn, Long Island University Brooklyn, and Wagner will play tonight for that one. The Summit League Men's Championship tonight will be South Dakota and South Dakota State. You got to know, if you're in that neck of the woods, there's going to be a little rivalry going on, the interstate rivalry. Also, the West Coast Men's Tournament Final, BYU takes on the Gonzaga Bulldogs, number 6 in the country. All that's coming up. We'll let you know how those go for tomorrow. Again, the NCAA men's basketball tournament underway. And again, right now it's Boston College 15, Georgia Tech 6, with 12 and a half to go in the first half. One of the cool things getting to do this show is to promote things that you want to promote, because it is my show. And so here it is, TCR Celebration. This is the Will Graham celebration coming. Again, he's going to be here on April the 27th. I've used this thing so much, it looks like it's been through the ringer. I have to get me a new one. The Will Graham Celebration, April the 27th, 28th, and 29th at Freedom Hall, Johnson City. Dr. Billy Graham's grandson coming to town. I would think because of the passing of Dr. Graham, this place will be crawling with people. Of course, it's free. It's 3 nights coming up, 27th, 28th, and 29th next month at Freedom Hall in Johnson City. They need volunteers. Your help is needed to help with volunteers. They need ushers. There's lots of different ways you can get in there and get rolling with it. Here's a Kids Fest that they're going to have on April the 28th on that Saturday. Again, outside of Freedom Hall. We're going to talk more about that as we get closer to Kids Fest. And so the whole deal is to present the gospel. And so it's Kids Fest, Fun Fest, Kids Fest. All seats are free. This is going to be called The Greatest Journey. And so all this going on, again, as we said, part of the weekend celebration, April 27th, 28th, and 29th. Again, one of the things you can do is very simple, is just to pray for the event. And there's Will Graham. We've had him on the show, and we will be at their headquarters broadcasting live. This is our show coming up on Monday this week, or next week rather, on Boone Street here in the Tri-Cities, specifically in Johnson City. So looking forward to being there on Monday, this coming Monday, at the Will Graham headquarters. Yes, it's a sports show. We're going to be there talking to some folks about the event. Darius is going to stop by. My pastor's going to be there, so it's going to be good. Coming up again on Monday. TCRcelebration.org is what you want to look for. Again, so they're looking for volunteers to usher, to be a volunteer at the Kids Fest. There's lots of different ways that you can help out. So go to that website. Again, it's very easy, TCRcelebration.org, and had the great opportunity to be at the Cove back last month, 2 months ago now. Gosh, it's been 2 months? Yep. Back in January, we were at the Cove doing our show live there and got a chance to interview Will Graham, and what a great guy. Down home, again, Will Graham in his spare time. And this guy probably, I don't know what he makes, but I'm sure he can afford more than changing his own oil. But he changes his oil on his car, his wife's car. He likes to peck around and working on cars when he's not working and not out spreading the gospel. He's a great guy, down to earth. He could sit right here, and he did, and just talk sports, talk whatever. He's very down to earth, just like his grandfather and his daddy Franklin. So anyway, we're very excited about that opportunity to be there on Monday at the headquarters in downtown Johnson City. We have here a couple of stories. First off, the NCAA Rules Committee, the football committee, taking a hard look into making college football safer. They continue. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. You hear it on March the 6th, 2018. There will come a point they will eliminate kickoffs in college football. You wait and see. They are now getting ready to try and tweak it again. And so the committee proposing that any fair catch, this is a football rules committee taking a hard look into kickoffs, reducing the number of hits a return man can take. On Friday, the committee proposed that any fair catch made inside the 25-yard line by the receiving team on a kickoff would result in a touchback, which would bring the ball out to the 25. So any fair catch, now it goes into the end zone, you take it out to the 20 or 25. Well, now if you make a fair catch inside the 25-yard line on a kickoff, you get the ball to 25. That's a proposal. In practice, the proposal would reduce the number of kickoffs intentionally kicked high and short, just as it would better protect any player who calls for a fair catch on kickoffs that do not go into the end zone. The latest idea to dilute the kickoff's impact, of course, back in 2012, kickoffs were moved up to the 35-yard line and touchbacks were moved up to the 25. Here we go. This has come from the NCAA. There may be a point in the future when kickoffs are eliminated altogether. There's a fundamental debate which inside of the football circles as to whether that should happen. For now, the NCAA is exploring ways to make kickoffs less harmful. So that will be presented to the Rules Committee in April. No, it is the Rules Committee now making this proposal. It'll be discussed and presented by the NCAA Playing Rules Oversight Panel in April. So we'll see if that comes to fruition again with the NCAA in college football. We have right here, picked this out last night, the Southeastern Conference Master Football schedule for 2018. Wow. You got some heck of some non-conference ball games lined up too. Let's see. I'll run down here for the sake of time. Then we got Rob Hoover getting ready to join us here in just a few minutes. The head baseball coach of the Daniel Boone Trailblazers. Very excited about that. And so here's your non-conference football schedule for each team in the Southeastern Conference next year, or later this year. Alabama plays Louisville and Orlando, Arkansas State, Louisiana Lafayette, and the Citadel. Arkansas, Eastern Illinois, Colorado State, North Texas, and that's it. They've got three. They got Tulsa. Left out Tulsa. They're playing Tulsa as well. Auburn's non-conference. Washington, big ball game in Atlanta to start the season, Labor Day weekend. Auburn and Washington in Atlanta. They also play Alabama State, Southern Miss, and Liberty. Florida, the Gators, non-conference schedule. Charleston Southern, Colorado State, and Idaho. And Florida State, the Seminoles, the end of the year, this year in Tallahassee. Georgia, non-conference. Austin Peay, Middle Tennessee State, and UMass, and of course Georgia Tech into the season. Kentucky, the Wildcats non-conference, Central Michigan, Murray State, Middle Tennessee State, and Louisville to end of the season in Louisville. LSU's non-conference schedule, Miami, taking on the Hurricanes Labor Day weekend in Arlington, Texas, in a neutral site. They also play Southeastern Louisiana, Louisiana Tech, and Rice in the non-conference schedule for LSU. Ole Miss, Texas Tech, Southern Illinois, Kent State, Louisiana Monroe. Those are your non-conference for the Ole Miss Rebels. Mississippi State, most of them have four, obviously. Mississippi State, Stephen Austin, Kansas State, Louisiana Lafayette, and Louisiana Tech. Missouri, their non-conference schedule, UT Martin, the Wyoming Cowboys, Purdue, and Memphis. South Carolina, and they made a big mistake. On September the 15th, South Carolina is hosting the Marshall Thundering Herd. We're going to go in and beat South Carolina on September the 15th in Columbia. Mark it down. Coastal Carolina, Marshall, Chattanooga, and Clemson to wrap up this season in Clemson. Tennessee, the Volunteers take on West Virginia in Charlotte on Labor Day weekend. They take on East Tennessee State in Knoxville. They take on the Bucks on September the 8th. They play UTEP and play Charlotte. And those, with the exception of West Virginia, are all in Knoxville. West Virginia, East Tennessee State, UTEP, University of Texas El Paso, and Charlotte. Texas A&M, the Aggies have Northwest State, Clemson, big ball game there in College Station. Texas A&M and Clemson, Louisiana Monroe, and UAB. That's your four non-conference for Texas A&M. And then last but not least is Vanderbilt, and their non-conference are Middle Tennessee State, Nevada, Notre Dame, and South Bend, and they'll also play Tennessee State in Nashville. So that is your non-conference 2018 Southeastern Conference football schedule, teams playing outside of the conference and who they are playing. Before we go to the break, let's bring you up to date again with what's going on in the ACC tournament, and let's get a quick update on that right now, and that would be, hit that button right there, and we will tell you the ACC game at this point, a little tighter. Boston College, Georgia Tech's closed the gap, 9:15 to go in the first half. It is the opening round of the ACC. Boston College 17, Georgia Tech 11. Quick break. We'll be right back, and we will talk to our buddy and coach, Rob Hoover, of the Daniel Boone Trailblazer baseball team. Let's see what he's got to say. He joins us coming up next year as we're in show number 702 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here. With the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop. So it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
I'm with head baseball coach Ryan President of the Elizabethton Cyclones. And, Coach, we're very excited, my friend. We're getting ready to double the coverage of Cyclone baseball this year. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited, too. I think it's a big step for our program. We really believe that getting out there what our kids do and letting the community know what we're doing and what we're up to is very important. The weather can be bad in the spring, and it doesn't matter to us if the weather's bad. We're going to play. We've played in snow. We don't really care about that. But watching baseball in the snow is pretty tough. So I think it's a really good opportunity for our fans to keep up with us. And really, we've got a lot of fans that live in different states. And I think you saw that from the coverage last year. People in all different parts of the country and in the world watching and listening to Cyclone baseball. So we're excited about the opportunity.
Absolutely. And, of course, it all starts March the 13th against Sullivan Central. We got some great games lined up. And, hey, this year we're taking out on the road doing some games, most of the games at Twin Stadium, but we are going to be on the road this year, some big conference games too.
Absolutely. You look early on, us at East, we battled last year with East, and a lot of the same players back on both sides of the field this year. So we're going to be battling with the East early on, and game at Happy Valley, obviously big in-county rivalry. That's also a conference tilt for us, and then going on the road down to Smoky Stadium. We're going to be playing Pigeon Forge in Jefferson County. Jefferson County goes to the state tournament last year in 3A. We actually beat them last year, which was big for us. And just trying to expand what we're doing here with the program, and this is a big part of it. And we appreciate you coming on board.
Oh, absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. And, of course, it takes sponsorship to make it go, to drive the bus, if you will. And so you've lined up some great sponsors. Tell us some of the folks that are going to be helping out with the broadcast this year.
We're going to be headlined by Chick-fil-A. So they're going to be our headline sponsor for the season. Game night sponsors actually got Carter County Bank and Appalachian Community Federal Credit Union. Physical therapy services from here in town. Tri-Cities Health is a great little outfit over on the edge of town between Elizabeth and Johnson City. Just super folks. Blackburn Children's in Stegall over in Johnson City, and we've even got Elizabeth High School Fellowship of Christian Athletes is coming on board. We're really happy to partner with them. They do a lot of great things here in the community and in the school.
It all starts March 13th. Again, it's going to be the Sullivan Central Cougars, our first one. First pitch at 7 o'clock on March 13th. It'll be here before you know it. Coach, what's the phrase that pays? What are we supposed to say? Cyclone?
Cyclone pride. Something to live by, Tom.
Cyclone pride. Something to live by. We'll see you March 13th. Again, looking forward to bringing Cyclone baseball right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. You see on the phone, or see on the screen, our dear friend on the phone, Coach Rob Hoover, Daniel Boone Baseball. Coach, good afternoon, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to talk to you again, as always.
Yes, sir. Love promoting this man. First, he's a Christian, first and foremost, and he runs a ball club and a ball team that shows Christian values. And before we get into your baseball team, great atmosphere this morning at Daniel Boone to send off some special girls to Murfreesboro. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. We had the student body come outside. Of course, the girls were leaving for Murfreesboro this morning. It's about 8:30, and we had a large number of students that come out and kind of give them a send-off, and it was obviously well-deserving. It's a special group of girls that they've been successful their whole lives, and it's a lot of them, are seniors, so it's kind of the culmination of all their hard work, and it finally paid off, and had just an unbelievable game Saturday night with Oak Ridge. It was back and forth, and we found a way, and the crowd obviously played a huge part in that, but we found a way to win, and Coach Maines and the girls get to go experience what a state tournament in Murfreesboro is all about. So it was pretty neat this morning, and hopefully inspiring for some of these other sports to kind of reach that goal at some point.
Absolutely. 2 standing this week. It'll be Daniel Boone tomorrow against Bradley Central, and then UNACA plays on Thursday. So you got 2 girls teams representing Northeast Tennessee. Only 1 boys team goes. North Green won last night. So, again, well wishes to all those teams. At this point, Coach, you know this. It's so tough to get to the state tournament. You got to beat a lot of teams. You got to get some luck along the way. You got to be good to begin with. So just to get there, of course, that's not the goal. You want to get there and win, but just to get there tells you you're in the upper crust of the programs in the state, are you not?
No, there's no question about it. And I was really excited for North Green. Two of my friends, Brandon Broyles, of course, that have been there for a few years and won the district tournament with that team last year before he accepted a job at Tennessee High and helping them out. And Sam Tarleton, who the head coach is now, did his student teaching under me, so I got to know Sam really well. And I obviously couldn't be more excited of what Brandon kind of helped build, and then what Sam obviously took that and is running with it in the first state tournament, I think, for the boys that they've had there. So there's a ton of excitement around here for not only the girls, but anytime a local team can go and compete, this area should and always does rally around each school and just support them.
Absolutely. 2018 Daniel Boone baseball. Tell me first off how things went in 2017. How many kids you got come back for this year's team?
Well, we lost quite a few seniors. We only have 3 seniors coming back, so we're going to have to replace the majority of our lineup. In 2017, last year, we finished the year at 17-10. It was kind of an odd year with the weather. We lost probably 5 or 6 games to rain that we could not make up. Normally we're well over 30 games played, and we only finished with 27, which is a low number. It's been the lowest number that I've ever had as far as being a head coach, the total number of games. But we had first round loss to Crockett in the district tournament. I think it was 5-4. Just one of those. It was a 4-5 game, and you kind of know how those go back and forth. It's evenly played, and one run they edged us out a little bit. But we had a good year. But I'm expecting a good year this year. We got quality seniors, good leadership, and a lot of young guys that haven't played. But I think once they get a few games under their belt, they can get comfortable and help us out.
Step back and take a look at the conference overall. Again, we're talking to Rob Hoover, the baseball coach at Daniel Boone. You see here on the screen, and we're here on show number 702, broadcasting live from American Import in Johnson City. Coach, conference this year, preview. Who looks to be the big daddy, and where do you feel like Boone will fit in?
Well, you still got the two big dogs up top. You got Suns Hill and Dobbins Bennett, and we were joking the other day. We were trying to look back over the history of the league, and I think over the last 20 years, there may have been only 4 instances where Dobbins Bennett and Science Hill did not finish 1 and 2. I think South was in there 1 year, Tennessee High was in there 1 year, we were in there 1 year, and Crockett. So it's been maybe 16 or 17 in the last 20 years that Dobbins Bennett or Science Hill has not finished 1 or 2. So we understand that, we know that, we embrace that. That doesn't make it any easier. But we still work to eventually break down this wall, knock down that door, whatever you want to call it, and try to get this team and get this program to a regional.
It is a team sport, obviously, but who are some of the kids individually you're going to be counting on this year to step up and help for Daniel Boone baseball?
Eric Rigsby, first and foremost, he's a 4-year starter for us. He's going into his senior year, and he's had some offers from Carson Newman, had some interest from Tusculum and Milligan. Doesn't know what he wants to do yet as far as next year is concerned. But for this year, probably going to be our shortstop, hitting the 3-hole. He's one of our leaders. He's been there and done that, and as a basketball player and as a baseball player. So we're counting on him, obviously. And we've got some guys around him, some younger guys that have not played varsity, but they're talented kids. I look at somebody like Cade Elliott. He's a 6'4", probably 215-pound left-handed outfielder pitcher who's really talented. Hit for us last year, did really well, hit over 300 as a freshman. Those two guys, along with Matt Cox and Hunter Adams, will probably be our two guys that will be our conference starters pitching-wise that will be counted on to throw a significant amount of innings. And some other guys are still fighting it out for some positions. And we only have a week or so left to practice, so hopefully we can find answers to those questions pretty soon.
We're talking again to Rob Hoover. We're live again at American Import and Auto Repair talking Daniel Boone baseball. So you look at this team and you get a chance to take them out of the area sometimes on non-conference tournaments and games. Who are some of the teams you're going to be playing this year that are not the regular conference opponents?
It's going to be an interesting year because we voted as a league last summer to change our conference schedule. So we're going to play the same team, and AA has been doing this. I think they're going to go with this same format as well. Well, we're going to play the same team on Monday and Tuesday, just opposite sides. And in saying that, we have a rule where Wednesday is going to be a rain day for any makeup. So some of the spring break trips that a lot of the teams used to take, it's going to have to work out now, or it's going to have to match up with your bye week. So we'd like to go to Myrtle Beach every other year, and this is kind of our year to go. But the conference schedule as it is not going to allow that. So we're going to go to Oak Ridge for a tournament, and we're going to go down to Pigeon Forge for actually 2 tournaments. And the kids are going to get to play at the Smoky Stadium, play a doubleheader down there, and then play a tournament in which Gatlinburg, Pittman, Sevier County, Pigeon Forge, those schools host a great tournament down there. So we're going to go at least get out of town 2 or 3 times.
Before I let you go away from the baseball diamond to Daniel Boone, I know you're involved in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes there at Daniel Boone High School, and it's an active chapter. And tell me about that. Tell me about FCA at Daniel Boone, would you please?
It's a special group of kids that we have. We meet every Friday morning, and right now we're doing a study of Tim Tebow and his book, what he wrote on shaking, and it's interesting to hear the kids speak and talk, and when you get them to open up, it's really exciting to know and see how God's working in their life and kind of see the blessings that come from that. It's a special group, and Josh Elliott is our main leader, but I love to assist him and help him out. And, we have a lot of good kids. It's not just Daniel Boone. There's a lot of good Christian student-athletes, students all over our area, and we are so very blessed. And we just try to do what we can within the schools to try to help these kids because, this is one of the best opportunities that we have to try to teach and to try to mold the people into what they need to be, other than what the influences they're getting outside of school. So it's important. We don't meet as often as we'd like to, but it's important every time we get to speak on the Lord and just to know how important He is in our own lives.
Coach, you have one question we have to answer, my friend. What are you going to do with Jesus? It's real simple. It's the only question we all have to answer, and by not answering it, you're answering it. So you either accept Him or reject Him, and so that's what FCA, they kind of weave that through athletics to help these kids make decisions for eternity. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right. You couldn't have said it any better. He is the Christ, the Son of the living God.
There you got it. Appreciate you, my friend. Talk to you soon. Again, stay dry. Again, it should be a rainy day for practice. Let's see if we can get it in. But, Coach, thanks for your time. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Sounds good. Thank you, Tom.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. Rob Hoover, again, the head baseball coach of the Daniel Boone Trailblazers. Always like having him on the show. Like having these guys that understand, they get it. Again, as we've said many times, this is a sports show, but for me, sports is one spoke in the wheel of life. For some folks, it's the only spoke in the wheel of life. All you got to do is go to some of these games. I saw a guy the other day, remains anonymous, that just he's a friend of mine. I watched him at the ball game the other night, and I was embarrassed for him, quite frankly. And this guy went nuts over a basketball game, and I'm thinking, dude, it is a basketball game. Put it in context. And I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, and he's a guy that, I kind of looked up to, but he just was just being a yo-yo out there in front of God and everybody at a basketball game. It's like, anyway, so again, sports for me is one spoke in the wheel of life. For some, sports is the only wheel of life, and you got to fix that. Again, the only question we're going to have to ask, as I said before we go to the break, then the lovely Kim Smith's going to join us. The only question we have to ask, and we all will answer it one way or the other, is what are you going to do with Jesus? You're either going to accept Him or reject Him. And by not making a decision, you've kind of given answers. So that's how that rolls. Boston College leads Georgia Tech with 3:30 to go to halftime in the opening round of the ACC. Boston College 28, Georgia Tech 22. Pitt and Notre Dame later on this afternoon, and tonight Wake Forest and Syracuse. All that in the ACC. Later tonight, CAA Men's Championship game, Northeastern and the College of Charleston. The Horizon League, Cleveland State, Wright State plays their championship tonight. LIU and Wagner plays their championship in the Northeast Conference. South Dakota State in the Summit League Championship. West Coast Tournament Championship tonight, BYU and Gonzaga. All these are trying to punch their ticket to the big dance, next week's March Madness. Quick break. Kim Smith, the lovely Kim Smith, joins us coming up next here on show number 702. She's going to close out the show right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, live from American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at FCA.org.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monster savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
The savings continue the month of February at Max Medicine Mart in Kingsport. All natural factors 20% off. Folic acid, CoQ10, apple cider vinegar capsules, B12. They're all on sale. Anything natural factors, all 20% off the month of February at Max Medicine Mart. No coupons, no limits. It's a flat 20% off anytime you buy natural factors in February at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Natural factors 20% off in February. Make tracks to Max Medicine Mart.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
We're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Well, I'm not Kim Smith. Let me get her on camera. I've got her on the screen as her name, but no, that ain't me. Let's let her come on. There she is. Hello, Sunshine. How are you?
I'm good, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, and I appreciate you. And old Jerry's come in to see us from the Donna Hope, which gives us a great lead-in. Thank you, Jerry, because a lot of folks don't know you do fleet repair.
We do. We do quite a bit, repair and maintenance.
And so 3626 Boston College over Georgia Tech. And so you do Donna Hope's repair, and you do other fleets or can do other fleets. And so when we say fleet repair, you do preventive maintenance, and then when they break down or whatever, then they bring them in and you work on them, right?
Yes, they can schedule regular maintenance, oil changes, tire rotations, inspections, or we can also do, if it breaks down, we can have it towed in, get it fixed, and get it back on the road.
Yep. It's kind of neat because in here today, I've been in here for 2 hours, and so we've had 3 different ladies who appear to be by themselves. They didn't come in with any gentlemen, so that doesn't mean they're not married or what have you, but you do. I know you really have a kind of a warm spot for ladies, be they widows or singles or even married ladies or divorcees, that you like to kind of help out ladies, correct?
Sure. Well, most of us have moms. They're either here with us or they're passed on, and I remember my mother lived far away, and I was always worried about if she needed something done, were they taking care of her, were they treating her right, were they being honest? And, we just have a soft spot, especially for the women who are by themselves, because, there are places out there that are less than reputable. So everything that we do, we offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty on any parts and labor we provide. We're here for advice. A lot of people don't know what to do. Should I buy a new car? Should I get this repaired? Those kind of things. And so Cynthia and I and Blaine kind of run the front here. And so we do have a lot of female customers. And we like to just make sure that they're protected and taken care of.
Yeah, and one of the ways you can do that is what you have on your lap,
yes.
The Super Saver Maintenance Club. I'm going to put up on the screen. She's got a frog today. We totally understand that. There's a lot of people out there with frogs, and so are talking to one of the coners. Of course, this is Tim's better half, Kim. I'd be a lousy weatherman. Look at that. It's like, good grief.
Oh, that's good.
So there we go. Can be shared with multiple vehicles. Check out the price. Tim and I agreed that $519 is probably higher than that because it's been printed a while back and things have gone up. So it may be more than $519, but it's still only $99 for the consumer. This is a really neat thing. It's called the Super Saver Maintenance Club. Tell us how this works.
Well, the day you buy it, you can use it that day for your oil change. So all you're paying for is the maintenance club. And then you get 3 more oil changes, and if you buy, there's a regular and there's one for people who have to put synthetic. It's a little more, but you get 4 oil changes, tire rotations, and then there's a lot of coupons on here for like tire repair, alignments, things off of transmission flushes and other things. And it helps people keep their car maintained. We send them reminders, hey, it's been 3 months, 6 months, whatever your car requires for an oil change. It's time for you to come in. So, because, I don't know about you, but a lot of people have things on their mind.
Oh, yeah.
And they forget to rotate their tires, and that's a big investment, so you want to make sure that, they're wearing evenly and everything.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I've been showing this the whole show, this came out of my cabin air filter out of my car.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty.
That's pretty nasty. So, now, I have the demo that you guys have. This is what it's supposed to look like. And so I don't know what mine looks like now, but it's what they replaced mine with the clean one on the left, obviously, and the dirty one's on the right. So I didn't realize the air filters obviously will affect the way the air conditioning cools the vehicle later on.
Yes, and
it
that's
also
your cabin filter.
Yep,
which is different than your air filter.
I keep saying air filter. I'm sorry, it's your cabin filter. You're right. So
it keeps the mold and dust out of the air conditioning that you breathe when you're riding in the car.
And so I guess it's okay to show you, because right there down in the corner of that baggie, which is falling out of this filter, looks like a crushed up bee, and some leaves, and a stick, a little tiny twig. I don't know how I got in but this is the cabin filter.
Cabin filter. It's a type of air filter, but it's specifically for your cabin.
Yeah. And so if your defroster's not working like it should, or your air conditioner's not working like it should, and we had it on a couple of weeks ago. Hello, Dr. Barry Walton watching, Mike's MetaSmart. Then this will obviously affect big time the airflow in your vehicle. So when you bring it here to American Import and Auto Repair, look at that. That's my air filter, which I'm embarrassed to show, but if it helps you thinking, I need to get mine changed, then okay, it works. So
at least once a year.
Yeah, at least once a year. So they do the full gamut. But back to this card. There's a $59 alignment on there. Now, the card itself costs $99. So the way I'm ciphering on this, if you get an alignment, which is a $59 value, and an oil change, you paid for the card.
Yes.
And it's good for 14 months. If you get one in March, like this month, it's good to April of next year. And then the other cool thing is you can use it with multiple vehicles.
Yes, you can use it with as many vehicles as you want.
And then the other part of this too, I love this thing, is when you use every coupon, when you come back and get the next card, it's $10 off, so then it's going to be $89.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. You see a lot of these, as we said earlier in the show, at Christmas for stocking stuffers. Some got it for Valentine's, a practical gift for the Valentine. But now coming up, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and also graduation. Be a great gift for a person that's graduating to get one of these. Particularly kids going off to college.
Really good for kids going off to college, because then pretty much the cost of their oil changes, which is the most important part of your maintenance, is taken care of.
Mm-hmm. How long have you and Tim had this business? How many years?
Over 15 years, maybe 15, 16.
Yeah, 15, 16 years. This is not like this is their first week. They've been at it for 15, 16 years, and they do a phenomenal job. And they got Cynthia up front. They got Blaine. They've got, of course, yourself. They've got Tim, the other co-owner. You and he own the business. The techs, I just went totally blank. There's Junior.
There's Junior on our oil side, and there's Rick and Jake and Stevie, our helper.
Mm-hmm. And so in closing here of our little visit, of course, they are open on Saturdays till noon. There's a lot of auto repair places out there. You're the owner. What do you feel like separates this business, American Import and Auto Repair, from a lot of the competition?
We really care about people. We want to make sure that people are taken care of. We do our very best to give them a quality repair or maintenance for a reasonable price. We actually pay for a warranty program, so that say we did something on your car and you were over in North Carolina or down in Texas or something and it broke down because maybe we made a mistake. Oops. You would be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nationwide warranty.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how far we go to make sure our customers are taken care of.
And how good are they here at American Import Auto Repair? Federated Auto Parts thought you were pretty good, didn't they?
We are the Federated Shop of the Year.
Shop of the Year. We're not talking Tri-Cities. We're not even talking Tennessee. We're not even talking the South. We're talking the entire country.
Yes.
They came in and put you guys through a very strenuous kind of exam, evaluation, and they deemed you the best auto repair shop in the country by Federated Auto Parts.
Yes, which is a large nationwide
Yeah,
group. Yes.
and something you're very proud of.
Very proud.
Yes, absolutely. American Import Auto Repair, home of the free loaner car program. I know you like the Steelers in football. Do you like the Pirates in baseball and the Penguins?
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to follow the Pirates and you follow the Pens?
Pens, I haven't kept up with the Pirates as much. No offense to any baseball fans, I'm not as much into. I like hockey. It's very fast-moving. It's very exciting.
Your Pens won last night. They beat Calgary 4-3. They're now 38-25, the defending Stanley Cup champions. They beat them in Pittsburgh, the Flames. Good segment, good segue. Other winners last night: Buffalo, Ottawa, Edmonton, and Vancouver on the ice tonight. The Nashville Predators 42-14 set against Dallas in Nashville. Dallas at 37-23, so that's a big one. So you like the Pens, you like the Steelers, and you like the Pirates. Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed in the NFL for the knee thing, but
Yeah. Yeah, we don't talk much about the NFL here on the show, but she is if you want to get it rolling, just say something about the Steelers and it'll get it rolling pretty quick.
Cut me and I be black and gold.
Sometimes I just like kind of poke the old bear and say something and it gets stopped pretty quick. Now, Tim, you can make fun of his Dolphins. Yeah, they're not very good, but now the Steelers are going to be 0-16. Mention something about the Steelers, it's on. I love this lady and love her husband. They do a great job, and we sure appreciate. Hello, Jerry Keller, watching the show, and Barry Walton. And I think I said hello to my buddy Bradley Purdy out in Cleveland, Texas, watching the show. Andy Thaxton, West Virginia, watching the show. Pam Brown here in the Tri-Cities watching the show, and Tim Reese. And so appreciate everybody watching the show. Be sure and like it and share it. We would ask you to do that, please, and you do, and that's a good thing. Anything you want to leave us with today as far as American Import Auto Repair?
I want to thank you, Tom. I love your program.
Yeah, well, I've been with these folks. They're dear friends. I'd fight you over Tim and Kim. They're good people, and Cynthia does a wonderful job, and Blaine, you got a great staff down here.
We do. We're very blessed.
You're blessed.
Wonderful people.
Yes, you are.
Great
Very
to work
blessed.
with.
Yep. So, thank you, dear.
Thank you.
This means you're done. Yep. So, she's like going to the doctor's office. She's done. So there you go. We appreciate them very much. Hey, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Tomorrow we move right up the road. We'll take our traveling show tomorrow. Where will we go? We're going to go to, we're going to take it to, where are we? Wednesday, Chick-fil-A at the crossing of North Johnson with their brand new dessert called the Frosted Sunrise. It is the combination of Chick-fil-A Ice Dream and Simply Orange Juice. Whip it together. It's called Frosted Sunrise. It's a brand new dessert. We're going to test it out tomorrow. We're going to have to try it and see how it goes, and we will report back to you about that. So it's going to be very good, and that's going to be tomorrow. And we'll be live at Chick-fil-A. Thursday, Champion Chevrolet. And then on Friday, we're going to be in a doubleheader. It's really cool. Friday, we're going to be at Food City on South Rome Street in Johnson City. Then Friday night, last year, it's motivation. He was 1 point the smallest guy in the National Football League. They told him he could not play the game. Do not try and play football. Go do something else. The guy's 5'5", 5'6", against Howard Stevens, who went on to lead the National Football League in punt return coverage for 2 or 3 years, played for the Saints. Well, he's in town again as a motivational speaker, and we are going to have him on the show Friday night. We're going to do like a 1 hour show at Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City on Friday, as we did last year. And so we'll be there on a doubleheader on Friday. Again, Food City on Friday morning, the regular show at 11 to 1. Then Friday evening we'll be at Chick-fil-A for an hour talking to some folks who are motivational speakers, primarily Howard Stevens, who goes around the country and does just that. So it's going to be great. Can't wait. Tomorrow we'll be at Chick-fil-A, again, with that brand new dessert called the Frosted Sunrise. We're looking forward to that and sampling that. I want to say thanks to our guest today, again, Rob Cole. We'll have him back on. He got caught up in the meeting. We totally understand that. David Strickland, the coach of the Scienceville boys soccer team and the Tri-Cities Otters, thank you. Also, Kim Smith and Tim Smith here from American Import Auto Repair, thank you. And also Rob Hoover, the baseball coach for the Daniel Boone Trailblazers, we thank you. We are loaded for bear tomorrow. Caleb Sparks will be there from Sprint. Rob Fritz will be with us. Robbie Fritz will be with us tomorrow from the ARM Ministries. Greg Salyer talking Major League Baseball. We're loaded for bear for the next 3 days. On Thursday, the return of Dave Angie back on the show. Can't wait. He adds so much to the show, so I am blessed, truly blessed, with a lot of great guests on this show, and can't thank these folks enough for being part of it on a continuing regular basis. Out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours until we rejoin you tomorrow, as we said, at Chick-fil-A The Crossings in North Johnson City. For Tim and Kim Smith and all the folks here at American Import and Auto Repair on West Market Street in Johnson City at 913-3111 is the phone number. Or again, to go to American Import, let's see. You know, I don't even know what the website is. I need to find out the website. Cynthia? Excuse me, what is the website for American Import and Auto Repair? I did get it right. AmericanImportAutoRepair.com. I did get it right. So, till we join you tomorrow at Chick-fil-A, this is Tom Taylor again, wrapping up show number 702. 702. And as always, we're closing out by simply telling you, win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody.